The crowd is assembled here at the Target Center in Minneapolis, looking for the Timberwolves to have a victory here on their home floor. And we've got it for you live, right here on 2K Sports. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. Last outing for Minnesota, the loss to the Nets. Now, here is Irving. 5 on the clock. Pass to Markkanen. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Steve, you know, I remember the night you made 7 3-pointers in 1 quarter. 7 of them in 12 minutes. We're going to see a lot more of that, I think, here tonight.
Yeah, Kevin, you know, now teams are shooting 15, 23s a quarter, and guys are getting up so many attempts. I think you're going to start to see some guys, especially the Steph Currys and Klay Thompsons of the world, that make 10 or 11 in the 3 once they get extremely hot.
Can you imagine if you played right now? I mean, you'd have the green light from beginning to end.
And I'll probably be a center right now, too, Kevin.
The shot's good from McGee.
And it's always nice to get the easy look inside for your first points of the game.
Paul outside. And it's Vucevic in the corner. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Vucevic has got himself on the board with 3 there.
With the basketball in hand, no one is more patient than Paul. Waits for his man to break free.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Paul. Pass to Chandler. It's deflected.
Markkanen with the nice block shot. His size has been a factor in this game.
And here's Middleton bringing it up now for Chicago. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. On the wing, Irving. Here is McGee. Defended by Paul. Irving. And it's Chicago scoring again.
Difficult guarding Kyrie. He's comfortable from any range and willing to take what the defense gives him.
Now here's Paul. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. And here's Brogdon from the arc.
Aggressive closeout on a great jump shooter. That's how you defend against the 3.
And Chris Middleton 2 seasons ago tore his hamstring completely off the bone. I mean, he's come back and hasn't missed a beat. One of the most well-rounded players you'll see.
Takes it from 10. That one a little long.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
And there's the call on Malcolm Brogdon. That's his first foul. Irving double team. Poked away. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Irving's shot is good.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Vucevic with the bucket.
I see you, young fella. Nice answer there.
Trading bombs from beyond the arc is getting personal.
Now here's Irving. He's got 5.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
A wide open look here for Vucevic. Kicks it out to Paul. Down low. And slam dunk by Vucevic.
You look at that lead pass there. He just has such a great feel for the game.
Here's Irving. 7 points in the game. To the inside. McGee. And it's McGee with the jam.
Well, the thing about Kyrie, he draws so much defensive attention. Someone's often left open.
And this is a guy that can get you stops. Aggressive on the defensive end.
Also doing a good job of tracking the ball, contesting the mid-range jumper as well.
From deep three-point range. So the Timberwolves call their first timeout. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. So it's the Timberwolves now. They trail by 7. A shot by Johnson, no good. To the middle. Here's Temple. Pass to Bryant. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Irving. Tries again. Here's Temple. And it's good off the back rim and in. Temple's got his first 2 points of the night. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 9-point game. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Kicks it out to Johnson. Another miss by Minnesota. And here's the fast break. Bryant leading the way. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And the Timberwolves call time here.
And this is what you got to do. I mean, if it ain't working, call timeout, try to figure out what you can do to fix the problem.
You know, also, it's just a chance to take a breath, regroup, get your mind set, and come back out fresh.
It's picked off. What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for Chicago. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
I mean, through one, you have to like the effort, especially on that defensive end.
There are several ways, as you know, to take control of a game. Getting stops is one of them.
And Murray, here we go. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. One thing the Bulls did a great job of last year, Steve, moving the basketball.
They also had pace and space. They ran at every opportunity. The guys were very unselfish. Despite all the losses, the Bulls were a fun team to watch.
And Murray has it all. A deadly shooter and a remarkable penetrator. Terrific guard play.
The 3. Dunn misses. Timberwolves trail by 8. Pass to Bertans. First shot, first best. He's out of the blocks fast.
And the precise passing of Murray, really moving the ball well around the floor.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Not a problem. First turnover of the game, but overall, I like how they're taking care of the basketball.
And we played through the first minute here in the second. Pass to Bertans. And it's off from three-point range. It's Ginobili on the wing. Shoots over Bullock. And again, Chicago turns it over.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Deep two from Murray. They get it back. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Johnson. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
Sharing the basketball. Plenty of guys talk about it, but not everyone does it.
Johnson, wide open. He fires. Hits the three-point bomb.
I mean, just a good shooter taking what the defense allows. Finds some space out beyond the arc.
Right side, Bryant. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Bryant's got his first points in this one. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. And that'll be his third foul so far. Smitty, looking back in your career, what's the most pressure you've felt in a game?
You know, I think the most pressure, you love to be in those games. I think that's when you strive. I think the most pressure I ever felt, and it wasn't a playoff game, Kevin, or a championship game. It was that very first game as a rookie, because that game you had nothing to compare to, and it was everything you dreamed about. And that first game, you were finally saying, for me, I couldn't get it out of my head. This is my first NBA game. So I think that was the most pressure game I've ever played in.
Minnesota calls timeout. Well, with Reggie Bullock showing himself to be a terrific secondary scorer.
Doesn't try to do too much. Hardly ever turns it over. He's gotten better at attacking and creating for himself and his teammates.
The Bulls leading by 3. Here's Knox. The kick out to Bryant. Drills it from outside. Bryant got his second bucket tonight.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Back the ball from downtown. That's tipped. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Here's Vucevic. He's got 8 to the inside. And Vucevic throws it down.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
Ball goes in. Here's Brogdon. The layup off target.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category. And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Bulls shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether. Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. Here's Paul. Out to Chandler. Offline with his 3. And so it's Ginobili bringing it up now for the Bulls. And Bryant wide open. He shoots. And the jumper falls for him. Bryant's got 7 points for the quarter.
And after a scoreless first quarter, he's finally finding the range here in the second.
And the Bulls with possession. They're on a 10-2 run here. Here's the three. That one doesn't drop. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. Their next game is at Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Vucevic. Over Bryant. Now here's Vucevic. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And Chicago called for the foul. First trip to the line for him here.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And both free throws good for Vucevic.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Irving double team. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And so it's Minnesota with it. Knocked loose. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving. Minnesota making some changes. Here's Van Vliet. .11 left in the first half of basketball. And Fred Van Vliet is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul.
An elite shooting big man. Fry makes most of his money from beyond the arc.
Irving looking over the floor. Pass to McGee. Back to Irving. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. The offensive rebound. The shot's good from McGee.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Here's Van Vliet. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half. To the right side. Here's Bullock. Off target from three-point range. And it's Markkanen, top of the key. All going up court. Stolen by Wilson. Here's Bullock. And count it from 19 feet away. Bullock's got his first points for the game. Three-pointer, Markkanen. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Bulls lead by 4. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Timberwolves trailed by 4. It's stolen. And the dunk by Robertson.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slant.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Well, you just have to love the skill Vucevic shows on the offensive end. I mean, he can erupt for big scoring nights if you don't keep him in check, and it gives you a little bit of everything from an offensive standpoint.
And Minnesota has possession. And so it's Minnesota with it. They trail by 6. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Intercepted.
That's going to drive your coach crazy. Protect the basketball. He lost focus for 1 second. There goes the possession.
It's tipped. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Guys, Vucevic doing more shooting from range the last couple of years, further improving his versatile offensive game.
Yeah, and when he was younger, he got his points by going to work on the block. Still can do that, but now prefers to float outside and stretch the defense. Very soft touch on that jump shot, no matter if it comes from inside or out.
One of the best passes we've ever seen. Call on time and on point.
They get a hand on it. Pass to Irving. And the officials have called the illegal screen right there.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
That's the modern day NBA. Complain about the call and hope the next one goes your way.
Paul looking around. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Paul with the ball. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. For 3, Brogdon. Steve, more and more we hear about players wanting to be traded. The information comes out publicly, whether they leak it or their agent leaks it. Is this a new development, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think because of social media, Kevin, right now, everybody hears a little bit, and even if it's true or not true, it gets spread like wildfire, and it can reach so many different people because of social media quickly, and I think that's the problem we're having right now. It's, you know, social media can be a plus, but it also can be a negative.
That's a good observation. Takes the 3.
You know, coming out of the half, you want to set the tone for the rest of the game, but going 1 for 4 is the wrong way to do it.
Well, for so long, so many were wondering what Kyrie was thinking when he left Cleveland. What is clear now, though, is that Irving doesn't think about it and has flourished on his own. It seems that he really did just need his own team to become the player he's become.
For Irving, he has let more of his personality come out on and off the floor, Greg, now that he has his own team.
Yeah, it really does feel like we are watching a new chapter in Irving's development as a player. Still has the great shot and handles that make him so deadly with the ball. And just visually, while the leadership is also evolving, he just seems more in control of his game and even more lethal as a player.
Bryant trying to free himself up. And it's Irving missing. Murray with it. Picked up by Bryant. Vucevic misses the 3. Chicago leading by 5. And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Pass to Robertson. Bryant in the post. He's got 7. It's hauled in by Fry. Now Brogdon. Dunn covering. And that one's good, Brogdon.
Well, not the best look they can get, but at the end of the day, it's all about shot making.
Dunn looking over the floor. The 3 from Bryant. And again, no good by Chicago. Here's Bielitsa. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Here's Murray. Here's Bertans. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Bertans got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
What I like is when Chris Dunn keeps his poise, keeps his eyes up, good things happen.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
The Timberwolves shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The Bulls making a switch here. 1:36 left to play here in the third. To the middle. West outside. Out to the right wing. Here's Dunn. And good. You got the English that time as it falls. And the Bulls lead by 4.
Strength, focus, hard head approach. Chris Dunn powering through contact.
Now Murray. Here's Bullock. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Temple gets the bucket.
Well, you love the fearless, aggressive attitude. Doesn't let size matter.
The minute you back down, everyone can sense it. Then you're in trouble.
A shot by Wilson, no good.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Pass to Murray. Timberwolves passing it around. Lets a floater go. The three from Bertans. Poked loose. Here's Nene. And slam dunk by Nene.
As the lead continues to grow, this is just heady, sound basketball.
They have just nailed their halftime adjustments. That's for sure. They don't want to have to sweat this one out. They're looking to pull away.
He knocks it down right at the buzzer!
That's a shot he'll never forget. As dramatic as they come.
A thrilling way to finish this one.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's Chicago, up by 5. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Minnesota calls timeout.
And this is what you got to do. I mean, if it ain't working, call timeout, try to figure out what you can do to fix the problem.
You know, also, it's just a chance to take a breath, regroup, get your mind set, and come back out fresh.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, well, let's summarize what Tom Thibodeau went over with his guys during the break. He told them that for now, they have to back off at the three-point line. He said, we don't have to just shoot threes. Let's get the ball in tight for some high-percentage looks inside the paint. Back to you guys.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And, Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
If you aren't going to at least step in front of him, you can't be surprised when he throws it down like that.
Johnson's shot is off.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
And Reggie Bullock gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Ginobili looking around. Down low. Shot clock at 6. And slam dunk by Nene.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Pass to Temple. Takes the 13-footer to the paint. And the shot's good from Nene. And the Bulls lead by 9.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
And there's the call on Ginobili. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Van Vliet. Pass to Wilson.
That's how you attack.
Agree.
And if that doesn't get him fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Not only does that dunk help in cutting into this lead, but it gives this team a real confidence boost too.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Minnesota. 7-point differential. Minnesota calls timeout.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
Fry, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
Bryant. And Bryant slams it in.
The height to see over the defense and the unselfishness. Terrific pass by Markkanen.
Paul goes in. Pass to Fry. Another shot. And he sinks the layup. Fry's got 4 this quarter.
And they've had the edge in rebounding all night long, and none bigger than that one right there. That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Paul goes in. Yep, that one goes.
When momentum is up for grabs, Chris Paul seizes the moment. He comes through when his team needs him the most.
Pass to Fry. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And now just a 3-point Bulls lead.
And they're showing much more focus here in the second half. More effort as well. And their offense starting to show signs of life.
2 shots, gentlemen.
The first one falls. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game.
Over to the wing. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And this is what he gives you, the ability to contest the shot without fouling.
Perimeter defense at a premium these days. You see the value in this kind of effort.
And here's Brogdon from the arc. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Chandler.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
You know, I love the effort just to get a hand in there. He is disrupting the offensive flow.
And here's Irving. Looking for McGee. He gets it there. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the deep thinking jump shot. Gave a little pump fake and then off to the races. And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
That was just a textbook pick that allowed him room, and he took advantage of it.
Pass to Robertson. 5 to shoot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
You know, he's exceptionally focused, well right by his teammates. Markkanen looks to be a centerpiece for the future.
And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good. For 3, Brogdon. Just a tiny lead for him.
And a chance to make it a little bigger right here.
Here's Robertson. Oh, he misses the dunk.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
Out left to the wing. Timberwolves passing it around. In the corner, it's Brogdon. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
And the defense daring him to shoot that. Good plan right there.
Count it.
And we see it all the time, guys. You get the big lead, maybe check out mentally, but not tonight.
They have this game in hand, but they're still pouring it on.
Middleton drives in. And now they decide to foul intentionally. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And he does get the second one. And that increases their lead to 6. Minnesota calls timeout. They trail by 6. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And I'm not sure the 2-point bucket does much here. I think they got to go for 3.
They need to work on getting a clean, quality look from the perimeter here. That should be their focus.
So it's the Timberwolves now. It's Brogdon on the wing. Good! And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5.
We've seen real improvement from Chris Dunn at the free throw line. Used to be his Achilles heel.
Minnesota calls timeout. They trail by 5. Just 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, they got to get straight to the hoop, then a foul immediate.
Here's Brogdon off on that one.
One thing scouts knew about Chris Dunn coming in, he can guard both on the ball and in help situations.
So the Bulls win it. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off